Homework 4 is all about algorithms, flowcharts and pseudocode. So question 1 is looking for us to write an algorithm to calculate the cost of a daytime journey. So we've got some different charges for first mile and every mile after that, and having more than 4 passengers in a taxi we get an extra charge there as well. So I started off with the input steps. Now I've just written these shorthand just so you can check your answers, but inside these parts here really we should be looking for more information, and in fact we should really have this as set the number of persons to input int from keyboard. If we were going to follow our pseudocode notebook that we have correctly, so in actual fact rather than writing code, which I've gone for here, we should be using this set, but we should be okay with most questions. I'll allow you to write pseudocode or code that you're familiar with. So we have this. The next step is the process. So the cost is going to be equal to $3 for the first mile plus 2 times the distance that we are travelling. So that's the same for every taxi journey. However, we know that if the number of people in the taxi is greater than 4 or equal to 4, in fact we've got to be careful, it says if there's 4 or more, then remembering again we don't have to write code here, then we're going to set the cost equal to the cost times 1.5, which will increase it by 50%. There's obviously lots of different ways you can do this, but obviously that adds on 50% charge by multiplying it by 1.5, so that's a process step. And then our output, we can send cost to display. So again, all our algorithms work on an input, process, output step. Next question relies on us knowing how conditionals work and how those for loops work. Now, there's not an error there. You'll see there's capital I's on the second line of code, but then the third line of code uses lowercase I. Just treat them all as lowercase I. So you have to work out the output from this code. Now let's just look at for loops in general. So for I in range 1 to 10, if we use our little cheat, which is to take 10 minus 1, we know that this loop's going to execute 9 times in total. It's going to start at the number 1 and run until it meets that number. So we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9 as the possible different numbers that could be output. But then we have a conditional says if I is less than 3 or bigger than 7, then we print out I. So you need to work out in which situations is that conditional met to print out the I. 3. A watchmaking factory pays its employees either by the hour or per watch made, whichever's more money. A watchmaker gets $25 per hour and is paid £40 per watch, whichever comes out as more money. So we have to write an algorithm to calculate the wages for any watchmaker. The requirements are that the number of watches made and hours worked are entered as whole numbers and not higher than 50 hours or more than 100 watches. So let's deal with each of the parts in turn. So we'll have number of watches equals input, and then we would have please enter number of watches here, while number of watches is less than 0 or number of watches is greater than 100. Then we'd have number of watches equals input So that would validate the number of watches. And similarly, we would have different parts for the highlighted pieces when we were trying to get the number of hours worked validated. So calculate the total earning per hour. So we'll do total per hour, excuse the writing, equals $25 per hour times by number of hours. So we've got total per hour, TP hour, and then we have to calculate the total earnings for watches. So total per watch equals 40, because that's how much you get per watch, times number of watches. Now, with the display, whichever one is the higher as an output. If total per hour is greater than total per watch, then send total per hour to display. Otherwise, they're either the same or total per watch is higher, so we can say send total per watch to display. So that would be our algorithm to work out which one displayed the correct value. Now, what I want you to do for this part is to answer me a question 3b. I want you to put down a test table that has a calculation that will display the total per hour being correct, work out a value that would have them both the same to see what would be displayed, as well as one that would display when the number of watches completed is higher as well. So that way 3b is not written on the sheet. Make sure you answer that as an extra additional piece that you can just complete at the bottom of the page.